Alright, response video to the defending champ guy. I'm getting back to his three-parter, but this third part was short. Give him that anyway. Didn't really cover new ground, but so I guess I'll just recover some of this stuff and make it clear, make us at least sort of counter arguments. But I think I've made my counter arguments in my previous videos. Some of this stuff I think we've talked to death, unless you're going to make it a separate subject and we're going to really pick it apart. I don't think there's any point in nagging on about it. So again, there's another one of these style issues. I'm not encouraging people enough. I'm not giving them hope, and you know, you got to give them hopeful change, probable possibilities, and all this other crap. And look, I'm not making give up videos. I'm making very aggressive, passionate videos. So I think that's a silly characterization. And the point is if they truly get it, like I said, I don't have to motivate them anymore. Their own brain's going to motivate them. They don't need me to give them pep talks. They'll see it in their own head. They'll see the idea. Once you realize the future is you, and it's your ass that's on the line, that it's your ass that's going to live in Bangladesh. It's a consciousness just as real, just as substantive as yours. Well, then the passion is not your problem anymore. You're going to have plenty of that. What you're not going to have is some army to go join, because all the armies are fighting for the rich. I want to make a video about that. Maybe I just ought to start a poor man's army, and we won't declare war on anybody, of course, until we're organized. But because we really need that. We need an army that's fighting for people, not fucking corporations and rich motherfucking bastards, comfortable fucktards. The people running the amusement park, if that's what we want to call it, the Chamber of Horrors. But anyway, moving on. Alright, your opinion that apathy is corrected by some other approach. Yeah, well, that's fuck you. No, I don't think so. Apathy is corrected by fear. It can be corrected by a lot of things. And I've made this point before, but look, people aren't going to fix anything until they're miserable. You don't change something when you're sitting in a comfortable Barca lounger saying, I think I'll have myself a cheese sandwich. Yeah, those aren't the kind of people that get in the trenches. They're not the kind of people who say, oh no, I think I'll go join the army today and sit in a trench and eat K rations and have people drop bombs on me. No, those aren't the people going to fight for anything. And they're going to just sit back and do nothing. So the apathetic aren't going to be motivated by some casual attitude that, oh yes, there are some problems, aren't there? I see other people commenting on them. I see them expressing some sense of concern and worry. Oh yes, I'm for the worry. Yes, let's worry a little bit. People who have a little bit of worry aren't going to do shit. So yeah, I got to get people to feel it right in the balls, man. They got, and they're not going to do it until somebody kicks them somewhere close to that region. But anyway, all right. I don't know whether you made some kind of crap about smoking. So what? It kills people after they're 60 years old. It's none of your business anyway. It's obviously their personal choice, sort of. I mean, it's an addictive chemical, one of the most addictive chemicals on Earth. I mean, this is such a little petty bullshit. And versus meat eating or rape or something else. I mean, where are your priorities at? So whatever, fuck that shit. The economy crap again. Look, you're not going to fix this with little shit solutions. It has to be, the structure has to change. And the game is right there in front of us. The problem isn't complex. The problem's quite obvious. There's a tiny percentage of the human population, 3% or whatever, that holds IOUs for the next 40 years of your life. Alright, so that's the problem, assholes. It's not that fucking complicated. And you can either honor the IOUs, or you can just say, fuck this shit, let's start over. And let's have a more rational system, a more rational way to acquire ownership. And because that's where all that money, that's where all those IOUs come from, is an acquisition of ownership. Look how people did it. They owned a house, and the house became more and more valuable. They became millionaires by merely buying a fucking middle-class house in 1970. It happened right here, right in this town, all around me. Everybody became a millionaire. They bought a $30,000 house in 1970, and now they can sell it for $1 million. Well, anyway, moving on. Look, the other point was, too, is, you provoked this discussion. Now you're saying you agree with it, you agree with this, you agree with that, you agree with all this crap, but you're the one that started this shit. You're the one who made this crappy, shitty, snarky video about how I was crossing all these lines or whatever the fuck I was doing. And so let's not turn this around that I was the one that came picking on you. No, you came picking over, you came here. I didn't go there looking for trouble. So it's kind of silly to say you agree when you're the one that made the video saying you don't agree. Anyway. Alright, yeah, again, so you made some sort of, I don't remember everything you said. I just got little crappy notes. But it's a cliche problem, is whenever we're arguing this stuff, some asshole says, well, you're focusing too much on the suffering and not appreciating the desire. But I can make exactly the opposite argument. I can say you're too focused on the goddamn desire and not even recognizing the existence of the suffering. And then most people just do some kind of bullshit, and they'll just say, well, it all balances out in the end. I mean, it's just a pile of crap. It doesn't balance out in the end. The only reason why it looks that way is because every single addict will go all the fucking way in most cases. I mean, now and then there's somebody who just can't take it no more, and so they kill themselves, and then you wag your finger at them or something. But the fact is people live in absolute horror. Horror. I mean, there's people with elephant man disease right now, all right, and they're eating out of a straw. They can't see out of their eyes. They can't do anything but be a suffering ball of mush. But they still desire to see this little glimmer of sunlight or something will give them a little tiny bit of cheer. But once you're in this game, it's really hard to walk away. You just got to understand, desire is addiction. It's not willful. All right, you're possessed by it. It owns you. And so it's just bullshit to talk about how we're just freely accepting the terms and conditions of life on Earth. We don't freely accept them. We fight. We're made to fight for it. But we're built that way. It's not rational. It's built into our native, crude psychology to fight for it. Alright, I mean, that's why we're so hostile, so aggressive. That's why we do kill each other. That's why we will probably nuke this place to shit. It's because we're that fucking possessive. Anyway. Just people. I really don't get that one. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like you're just focused on the human race. You don't even talk about the animal problem. It's a huge problem. And this whole game, like I said, is based on our past performance. There's nothing in the history of humanity to demonstrate how we're going to do anything other than this, grotesque consumption thing, because that's part of our psychology too. You can give us something and we're just going to want more. And if you give us less, we're still going to want more. You're not going to solve the problem by saying have less, especially in a world where we know more exists. I mean, it's a whole different scenario for a caveman to live without a TV when he doesn't know what a TV is. Even a little 6-inch black and white one that could make him very, very happy. But if he knows something better exists, he's going to want the goddamn better. That's the nature of the beast. Alright, then you said something. It's not always wrong to have kids. I just want you to explain that when is it right? When is it a rational thing to do? When is it something other than a selfish thing to do? A selfishness where you cannot justify, you cannot defend against the possibility that you will create something that will suffer horribly. It might be born with its encephalitis, some other kind of crap. It might have to go through, dozens of surgeries. It might have half a brain. When is it right to take that risk? Explain to me the rightness of it. Explain to me the reason, the rationale of it. Explain where it isn't something but a selfish fucking act. And at that price, it's too high a price for selfishness. It's too high a risk for selfishness to be justified. What matters is the future. That's what I wrote down. You know, fixing us is really expensive. This goes back to the talking the talk and walking the walk thing. Sometimes just talking the talk is good enough. Alright? Because fixing our sickness, our dependencies, our excesses, our bad conditioning is a lot harder than just fixing it in the new model. Okay? Just make the new model so it ain't broken. Don't raise it with all this psychological baggage. Don't raise it with these bad cultural norms, the excesses, the attachments to things we don't need to be attached to, the addictions we don't need. So yeah, it's a lot easier to fix it by just preventing it. Like I say, it's a lot easier to create a child that doesn't become dependent on excessive meat eating than it is to change somebody who's become habituated to it. That's just a fact, and so that's why it's a lot better to focus on the future. I ran out of time, but I don't know if it was that much more. I really don't want to do a part 2, so thank you very much. Till next time.